All right, good morning, everybody. It's Nathan Brooks with Sutton Group Select Realty. It is April 9th, and I'm excited. I've got another conversation with my good friend here, David Yuzpe, president from Real Mortgage Associates, and doing our best to keep everyone up to speed. As we know, everything is changing quickly, and it feels like every day or every other day, there's a new set of rules. Something's changed, and we're just trying to keep everybody up to speed in terms of how that impacts the mortgages, the lending options. And we've got three topics that we want to touch on here today. New set of rules are being passed down from the lenders and how that would impact the borrowers. So people looking to gain a mortgage, we're going to touch on another update for the interest rates themselves. And then lastly, we're going to touch on CERB, the benefits package. So for the emergency folks. David, how are you holding up today?
We're good today. Certainly a lot of reading. We're still busy doing what we're doing as we do on a regular basis, but, constantly there's different new information coming from different lenders, different spins, from the banks, the mortgage banks, and those are coming through to us on a regular basis. So I'm spending a lot of time reading. As you can tell, my glasses are still on and the eyes are hurting.
That's all part of it. Well, we appreciate you being the consummate professional that you are, and we all know that people are, when they're in the trenches like you and I are, we are working longer days right now just to stay afloat. So, what's the latest? You actually reached out to me and you told me, Nate, we gotta have another conversation because this is an important one. This is not just a rate change. What are you seeing? Is there a new step that is being implemented from the lenders?
Yeah, so here's what's changing, Nathan, and this is what's important to our buyers and to people that are out there actively looking for houses right now. Anything that's been done, any deals that have been done and have been completed over the last couple of months, they're not grandfathering in some of these challenges. What they're doing now, for the most part, are twofold. On the residential end, so if your client's out there looking for a house, they are doing the standard income verification, which is not different, but most of the lenders at this point now are also going to be asking for a new recent pay stub as much as 7 days before closing. So in the event that you're laid off between the time that you've purchased and the time that you've closed and you get laid off, but that 7 days prior to, the lenders have the option to cancel the approval. So we need to be very, very careful. I mean, I will absolutely do my due diligence with your clients and all the other clients that I deal with to make sure we're not in a position where this could happen. We're going to ask all the proper identifying questions. We're going to make sure that the line of work is going to be consistent with somebody that's not going to be laid off.
Okay. You know what? And these best practices we've probably had in place even well in advance prior to COVID. I always try to coach my clients and say, okay, now that you're into an active cycle, you're making offers on properties, we get one accepted. Basically, the mindset should be, let's not go with any abnormal spending. In a normal landscape, don't go buying a new car because all of your finances are based on what we've done a snapshot as of here today. What you're saying is let's increase the intensity on that, definitely. But more importantly, let's keep the open communications around your jobs and our job status.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all it is, Nate. We have to be vigilant to make sure we ask the questions. So we do, our job is not just to find the client the perfect home and the best mortgage, it's also to protect them from any potential issues down the road. So that's why I just want to make sure that we're covering this off. Any questions, reach out to me, reach out to you, and we can connect and we can answer those offline at any time.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. So inserting one more step. So just coaching our clients again, just be prepared. We may have additional income verifications. And it's basically the bank's way of saying, hey, you made a promise to us a little while ago. Let's make sure that promise hasn't changed.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. In terms of a quick update on the rates, are we seeing any changes in that? Or last we spoke, they were actually a little bit on the rise.
Yeah. Okay. So interest rates now have finally maintained a little bit of some sense of normalcy in terms of not going up and down every day. We've actually had some slight reductions in high ratio mortgages for those clients that are paying CMHC or have very large down payments. There's been a little bit of a retraction, not a lot, 10 basis points, maybe 15 here. But, some is better than none. That 20% down to 35% down, clearly not the sweet spot of the banks right now. They've stayed pretty much the same. But the important thing to note is the market qualifying rate has been reduced, which means the same income we're going to qualify for a little bit more now based on a reduction of the market qualifying rate.
Okay.
So that's your quick update. Again, offline anytime, reach out to either one of us and we can update further.
I love it. Okay. Lastly, let's talk about emergency benefits. What have you got to share with us for that, buddy?
So the most recent one that came across over the last 48 hours that we found is the CERB for people that are self-employed. We have so many friends and clients and customers that are self-employed. There's a program by which, if you're self-employed, now there are some parameters. You have to have T4 payroll in excess of $50,000 and less than $1 million. So, you know, that's kind of one. It's a three question process. But if you're a small business, if you can stay open to help you pay your people and to help keep things going, it's a loan interest-free up to $40,000. No payments, no interest. It's due, I believe it's going to be August or December of 22. And if you pay 3/4 of it prior to the due date, I believe that you can be forgiven, can be forgiven up to $10,000 of that loan. And if any portion is not paid off, it'll turn into a 3-year loan at a 5% interest rate. So a little something to help keep our economy going, to help keep our very important people, their friends and families that have small businesses. Here's a way to keep your people employed, help make that payroll, keep us going, and keep the economy going.
Fantastic. Well, there's lots to be said, and you and I love the fact that we don't deep dive into politics, because that could be an hour-long show, if not longer. And
much longer.
So we're going to shy away from that. But I got to admit, I am happily impressed to see some of these programs that are being implemented, as opposed to just sitting on our hands idling. So,
well, they're vital. If we didn't have these programs, the economy, I think, we'd be in a complete collapse. So, you know, again, if you have an opportunity, maybe you can just leave some contact information with this video. And if anybody has any questions offline, they can get a hold of me for the CERB for small business. Just go to your the Canada.gov website or your own financial institution, because they will be funding it through there. And we're here to help, and good luck and God bless everybody. Happy Easter.
Outstanding. Okay, folks. David, thank you so much. In summary, I think that this just kind of lends itself. You know, we talk about people working longer days. Here's a prime example. Just don't be surprised if you're having multiple conversations. You know, it's the mindset of, hey, I handed you all the information. I shouldn't have to go back and revisit this file. That mindset is not necessarily the right mindset anymore, because we constantly have to revisit the file.
Correct.
Rules are constantly changing, and we have to provide that insight to our clients. So we're going to be having much more communication with our clients. But if you are a buyer that's out there right now, not having these types of conversations around the lending, or even with the realtors, maybe a small red flag. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is the environment that we're now working in.
Get a second opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we've got Easter coming up this weekend, David. Hopefully you get a chance to enjoy some time with the family, maybe in virtual hugs and high fives and hellos to everybody online. So
thank you, Nathan.
All the best, buddy. Take care. Okay.
Cheers, you too. All the best.
Stay safe.